Ever wondered what invisible creatures share our world and influence our lives on a daily basis? Welcome to the invisible world around us, a world teeming with life that our naked eyes can't perceive. This world is inhabited by microorganisms, tiny creatures that are omnipresent. Yes, they're everywhere. From the air we breathe, the food we eat, to the soil beneath our feet, these microorganisms are an essential part of our lives. Let's take a moment to imagine the vastness of this invisible world. Picture the highest peaks of the Himalayas, the deepest trenches of the oceans, the scorching heat of the deserts, and the freezing cold of the Arctic. In these extreme conditions where survival seems improbable, microorganisms thrive, demonstrating their extraordinary adaptability. Now, if you're picturing these microorganisms as harmful invaders, let's correct that misconception. While it's true that some microorganisms can cause diseases, many others are beneficial and even crucial to our existence. They play pivotal roles in maintaining the Earth's ecosystems, from decomposing organic matter and recycling nutrients, to aiding in our digestion and producing life-saving drugs. These unseen heroes contribute significantly to our world. In the realm of science, these microorganisms have been classified into various groups, each with its own unique characteristics and roles. They form a complex interplay of life that is as diverse as it is fascinating. So, are you ready to embark on this journey with us? A journey that will take you through the bacterial domain, the fungal kingdom, the enigmatic world of viruses, the protozoan kingdom, and the algae kingdom. A journey that will reveal the invisible world in all its glory, a world that is much more than just a speck under a microscope. In this video, we dive into the fascinating world of microorganisms, exploring the major groups and their unique characteristics. So, buckle up and let's delve into the unseen yet omnipresent world of microorganisms. First on our list, the oldest and most abundant of them all, bacteria. These microscopic organisms are some of the earliest life forms on Earth, with their existence dating back to more than 3.5 billion years. Bacteria, though tiny, are remarkably diverse. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes, ranging from spheres to rods and spirals. Some bacteria are so small that 1 million of them could fit on the tip of a pin, while others are large enough to be seen without a microscope. The structure of bacteria is equally intriguing. Most bacteria are encased in a rigid cell wall which gives them their shape and protects them from the outside environment. Inside the cell wall is a flexible cell membrane, the gateway to the bacterium's interior. Nestled within this membrane are the bacterium's genetic material and other essential components. Bacteria are not just fascinating in their form, but also in their function. They play a crucial role in nature, cycling nutrients like carbon and nitrogen through ecosystems. They help decompose dead organic matter, breaking it down into simpler substances that can be used by plants and other organisms. But bacteria are not just environmental helpers, they're also intimately linked with human health. Our bodies are home to trillions of bacteria, particularly in our gut, where they aid digestion, synthesize vitamins, and even bolster our immune system. However, not all bacteria are friendly. Some can cause diseases ranging from mild infections to life-threatening conditions. Bacteria's relationship with humans is a complex one. They can be our allies, aiding in digestion and protecting us from harmful invaders. But they can also be our enemies, causing diseases that can sometimes be difficult to treat. Though tiny, bacteria play a significant role in our world, both beneficial and harmful. They are a testament to the power of the microscopic world, showing us that size isn't everything when it comes to making a big impact. Next up, we explore the kingdom of fungi, a group of organisms that are more closely related to us than you might think. Fungi, an often overlooked group of organisms, are far more than just the mushrooms you see sprouting in your backyard. They are complex, diverse, and surprisingly close relatives to us humans. Yes, you heard it right. We share more common ancestry with fungi than with any plant. In terms of structure, fungi are eukaryotic, just like us, meaning their cells have a nucleus. They're primarily composed of a network of thread-like structures called hyphae, which collectively form a mycelium. This mycelium works as the main system for nutrient absorption. Now let's talk about how these fascinating organisms reproduce. Fungi have a rather complex life cycle and can reproduce both sexually and asexually, depending on environmental conditions. Asexual reproduction involves the production of spores, which are like tiny seeds that can travel far and wide. On the other hand, sexual reproduction involves two different mycelia coming together, exchanging genetic material, and producing offspring with a mix of traits from both parents. But what role do fungi play in nature? Well, they wear many hats. Some are decomposers, breaking down dead organic material and returning its nutrients back to the soil. Others form symbiotic relationships with plants, enhancing their ability to absorb nutrients. And a few are even parasites, causing diseases in plants and animals. It's also worth noting the profound impact of fungi on human health and our daily lives. For instance, Penicillium, a type of fungi, gave us penicillin, the world's first antibiotic. On a lighter note, fungi are also responsible for the delicious blue cheese you might enjoy on your salad or pizza. So, as you can see, fungi are incredibly diverse, performing a multitude of roles in our ecosystems and having significant implications on human health and cuisine. From penicillin to blue cheese, fungi have a profound impact on our lives. Hey, now let's turn to a group that often makes headlines: viruses. Compared to other microorganisms, viruses are a bit of an oddball. They're much smaller for starters. Most viruses are about 100 times smaller than bacteria, which are already microscopic. They're so tiny, in fact, that we often measure them in nanometers. That's 1/1,000,000th of a meter. In terms of structure, viruses are very basic. Each virus is essentially a piece of genetic material, either DNA or RNA, wrapped up in a protein coat. Some viruses might have additional layers, like an envelope of lipids, but at their core, that's all a virus is: a bit of genetic material in a protective shell. Now, this simplicity is what makes viruses so fascinating. You see, viruses can't do much on their own. They can't eat, they can't grow, they can't even reproduce by themselves. They are, in a sense, the ultimate parasites. To reproduce, a virus must infect a host cell and hijack its machinery. It uses the host cell's resources to replicate its own genetic material and build new protein coats. Eventually, the host cell is filled with new viruses, which burst out and go on to infect more cells. Viruses play a complex role in human health and disease. Some viruses, like the common cold or the flu, can make us sick. Other viruses, like HIV or the coronavirus, can cause serious, even deadly diseases. But it's not all bad news. Some viruses can be beneficial. For instance, bacteriophages, a type of virus, infect and kill harmful bacteria, helping to keep our microbiome in balance. And scientists are even using viruses in gene therapy to treat genetic diseases and cancer. So, while viruses might be tiny and simple, they are far from insignificant. They have shaped our evolution, our health, our history, and they continue to shape our future. Despite their tiny size, viruses can have a huge impact on our health and society. Next, we dive into the world of Protozoa, the most complex of all microorganisms. These single-celled powerhouses are a study in biological diversity and sophistication. Let's start with their structure. Unlike their bacterial cousins, Protozoa are eukaryotic, meaning they house their genetic material inside a nucleus. They also possess a variety of other specialized structures or organelles, each with its own function. Some, like the contractile vacuole, manage water balance, while others, like the flagella and cilia, enable movement. Their cellular machinery is truly a wonder to behold. Now, on to reproduction. Protozoa are masters of adaptability. They can reproduce both sexually and asexually, depending on their environment. During favorable conditions, they multiply rapidly through simple cell division, a process called binary fission. But when the going gets tough, some species can switch to sexual reproduction, generating genetic diversity that helps them survive. But what role do these microscopic marvels play in nature? Quite a significant one, as it turns out. Protozoa are key players in nutrient cycling, helping to break down and recycle organic material. They're also an important food source for other organisms, acting as a crucial link in the food chain. And let's not forget their impact on human health. While many protozoa are harmless, others cause diseases like malaria, giardiasis, and sleeping sickness. However, it's important to note that they're not all bad news. Some protozoa are beneficial, aiding in digestion and helping to keep harmful bacteria in check. So there you have it, the protozoan kingdom in a nutshell. These microorganisms may be small, but they're far from simple. Each one is a tiny universe, brimming with complexity and playing a vital role in our world. Protozoa, though tiny, play a big role in our world, from the food chain to human health. Last but not least, we explore the colorful world of algae. Now, when you hear algae, you might be picturing the green stuff that grows on the surface of your local pond. Well, you're not wrong, but there's so much more to this fascinating kingdom of organisms. Algae are a diverse group of photosynthetic organisms that can be found in a variety of habitats, from the deepest parts of the ocean to the highest mountaintops. They're not plants, though they do share some similarities. They have a simple cellular structure, often lacking the specialized tissues and organs that you'd find in a plant. Algae reproduce in a number of fascinating ways. Some types of algae reproduce asexually by simple cell division or fragmentation. Others, however, reproduce sexually, involving the fusion of gametes to form a new organism. This diversity in reproductive strategies is one of the things that make algae such an interesting group to study. But let's not forget about their role in nature. Algae play a vital part in many ecosystems. They're primary producers, meaning they convert sunlight into energy through photosynthesis, forming the base of many food chains. Without algae, many of the organisms in these food chains would struggle to survive. Algae also play a significant role in human health and well-being. They're a source of many vitamins and minerals, and certain types of algae are even used in the production of medicines. Plus, they're responsible for producing a significant amount of the oxygen we breathe. So, the next time you see that green stuff floating on the surface of a pond, remember, it's not just pond scum, it's a vital part of our world, playing a critical role in ecosystems and contributing to human health and well-being. From the food we eat to the air we breathe, algae play a vital role in our world. As we've seen, the world of microorganisms is diverse and fascinating. These tiny creatures, invisible to the naked eye, play significant roles in the world around us. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. From the bacterial domain, we learned about these single-celled organisms that are found almost everywhere, in the soil, in the air, in water, and even within our own bodies. Bacteria are incredibly versatile, with some species causing disease, while others are essential for life, helping us digest food, produce vitamins, and even protect against harmful pathogens. Next, we explored the fungal kingdom, a group of eukaryotic organisms that includes yeast, molds, and mushrooms. Fungi are decomposers, breaking down dead organic material and recycling it back into the ecosystem. They also play a crucial role in human health and the production of many foods and medicines. We then ventured into the world of viruses, entities that exist on the boundary of life. While they are often associated with diseases like the flu or COVID-19, viruses also play a crucial role in evolution and the regulation of microbial populations. Our journey continued into the protozoan kingdom, single-celled eukaryotes that are often found in aquatic environments. Protozoans are diverse in their lifestyle, with some species being harmless and others causing devastating diseases like malaria. Yet they are also essential components of the food chain, serving as food for a variety of organisms. Lastly, we dived into the algae kingdom, a group of photosynthetic organisms that range from microscopic diatoms to massive kelp forests. Algae are the lungs of our planet, producing a substantial portion of the Earth's oxygen, while also serving as the base of many aquatic food chains. The impact of microorganisms on our world is profound. They are the unseen workforce, driving many of the processes that make life possible. From the oxygen we breathe to the food we eat, microorganisms are integral to our existence. They help maintain the balance of ecosystems, decompose waste, and contribute to the cycle of life. It's important to remember that while some microorganisms can cause disease, the vast majority are harmless or even beneficial. The world of microorganisms is not one to fear, but to appreciate and respect. For it is in this microscopic world that we find the underpinnings of life as we know it. So, as we conclude our journey, we are left with a newfound understanding of the importance of microorganisms. They may be small, but their impact is monumental. They remind us that life in all its complexity is interconnected and interdependent. Next time you enjoy a slice of bread or take a breath of fresh air, remember the invisible world of microorganisms that make it all possible.